Okay, welcome to how to build a pentagon in the Scratch vector editor. So this combines a bunch of the techniques that we learned in my other video called 10 Things You Might Not Know About the Scratch Vector Editor. So you should probably watch that first if you haven't, because we use a lot of those techniques here. So let's get started. I've just started a brand new project. The only thing I've done to this project is rename it Pentagon. So let's get rid of Scratch Cat. Let's get my keycaster. Now you can see what I'm doing. Okay, let's delete. And let's get started. So let's work at 100 scale. Right here. As you know, we usually work at the second zoom level here. Let's change the color to something a little bit lighter so you'll be able to see the outlines nicely. Okay, let's stamp down a circle. And let's bring that and snap it to the middle. Let's Alt-click that and shift it over 5 times. Shift-click. There we go. And let's bring that back to the center. Now what we're going to do is just take a look at what we really want is this point and this point, because that's going to be our offset to build the unity circle. But first we're going to meld these together. So let's go back to our paint editor. Let's use a small brush, something like a 10, and just drag across. And now we've fused that together. So it's this point and this point we want. Let's get rid of these highs and these lows. So I'll just shift, grab those, and grab those, and we'll delete them. And we'll select all of those and make them pointed. So that's really the distance that we are looking for. Okay, let's go back to our brush, working at 100 scale again, and stamp that down. We got to build a Vesica Pisces again. A Vesica Pisces is when you take the circle, we're going to clone that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's this kind of fish shape in the middle of the two circles. We're going to do that a lot for this project. Bring that back, and then let's move that to the back because we want to work with this triangle or this diamond that we had earlier. So let's move this down 5. Shift 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you'll see that that's there. We'll stamp one more circle, which we're going to bring and snap back to the middle. And we're going to select it. So shift select, so we have both of these, which offsets the center point just to where we need it. So let's rotate this 180 degrees holding shift so it's perfect. And then we can get rid of that little diamond we made. And now you're going to see that this circle is exactly on the intersection of the two other circles. Right there. That's exactly where we need it. So now we're going to Alt-click that, or Option-click on a Mac, and let's bring it up 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Those are Shift-click or Shift arrows, which moves them exactly 10 points or units at a time. And since we're working at a brush size of 100, that works out really nicely. So now you can see that it's exactly sitting on the top of this circle here on the bottom. Okay, so the next thing that we need to do is to fuse them all together. So let's do that with our brush, working at 100 or at 10. But before we do that, let's turn this, let's double click and turn that into a diamond, because it's the points we actually want are the intersection of this line with this circle and this line with this circle. So here and here. Okay, let's meld that together. Now we're going to have this funky looking shape with the diamond on the top. We don't need this bottom one anymore. Let's get rid of it. Okay, and there's a bunch of dots in here we don't need because we're only interested in this one and this one. So let's select those top three and shift and select the bottom three. We don't care about any of those, so let's delete them. Select all the points and make them pointed. So so far we have these 2 points which we're interested in. The next 2 points we need are right down here, and let's grab a brush that is exactly half the radius, so 50. And let's put that in there. And let's drag that in until it clicks. So it's this point and this point that we are interested in. So let's merge those together again using a small brush and just drag across the seam. And now we have this shape. So now there's a few points that we don't need. That's the middle point, the left point, and the right point. Delete those. I'll select everything again, and now you can see we're really starting to get a pentagon here. We have this point, this point, this point. We're just missing this center point and then here. So how do we get that? We have to do the Vesica Pisces one more time. So let's move back to 100 scale for this brush. Let's snap this back to the beginning. We'll do another Vesica Pisces. So Alt-click and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Grab both of those and snap them back. So now what we're going to do is rotate this 90 because it's this greater radius that's going to provide us, if you imagine a circle that went all the way around this Vesica Pisces, it's going to bring us a point up somewhere here. So let's rotate it 90 and let's Alt drag in to scale it horizontally, evenly. And then let's just drag this middle point up, something like that. So it's this point up here that's going to complete our pentagon. So let's do the final step. Use a small brush like 10 and just drag across the seam so that we have this new shape. So at this point, I'm going to select everything and make them pointed. And it's these middle dots, so shift and grab these middle dots. These are the ones that we don't care about, so we can just delete them like that. And as you can see, we have built a pentagon.